Box office here, and Wicked is the number one movie of the week. This shouldn't be too surprising, as the movie actually underperformed so-called expectations. Yes, Wicked actually was projected to open to $120 million based off its Friday sales, but it actually only ended up making $114 million as well. Yeah, but the movie, I said the movie would become like a sleeper hit-esque movie. It will do very, very well at the box office, and it did. Wicked, I think, is at $114 million domestically and $50 million internationally. Again, the budget is $145 million. The problem with this movie is that it's not doing very well internationally. Of course, maybe they just released it early. No, they didn't release it this week. But it is doing very poorly internationally. But again, it's only in a handful of markets. So it's the UK, Korea, Philippines, Mexico, Brazil, and Australia. It hasn't released in Argentina, China, Colombia, France, Germany, Italy, Japan, Poland, Russia, South Africa, or Turkey and Spain just yet. Actually, it has released in Spain. They don't have numbers for Spain. Okay. But yeah. It hasn't released in many major markets yet. Actually, it has released in Italy. It has released in 21st in Italy. But it has released in several major markets. But again, very similar to Twisters, it seems that Wizard of Oz is a property that isn't very popular outside of America. Which, again, this could be pretty bad for a sequel if they want to have even a bigger budget, if they want to have a $200 million budget. But again, Disney, this movie only costed $145 million to make, and it's gonna probably make more money than most of those movies Disney released last year. So yeah. Next is Gladiator 2, which I don't have I don't have high hopes for this movie making back its budget. Okay, so people are like, but this movie's doing very good. Why do you have hopes for this movie? Okay, first of all, I think if people were really excited for Gladiator 2, this movie would have made way more money. Okay, also it is competing with Wicked. I know Wicked and Gladiator 2 have different audiences. You can tell me that all you want. Okay, but Gladiator 2 has a $300 million budget. Okay, which means this movie needs to make a huge amount of money to break even. Okay? A huge amount of money. Okay, to break even. The custom thing won't show up, but can you just... Oh, we can compare it to the first Gladiator movie for this, and it's still gonna roll this the same. Wow, internet. You really screwing... It's really mostly the numbers, but I don't understand why the numbers is like this. Because we have Gladiator 2 versus Gladiator. So Gladiator only made $451 million. But the thing is, Gladiator did not cost $300 million to make. Okay. Yeah. Okay. So unfortunately, Gladiator 2 is actually not doing very well because unless they change the budget for the movie. So the budget is anywhere from $210 to $310 million, but they're saying that the budget is actually $250 million. But even then, the movie still needs to make a large amount of money for it to break even. Okay. Which means, for us, we might actually win. Because I said that why we gain a Gladiator 2? Who asked for a Gladiator 2? Like, why can't we just keep Gladiator a single movie? Okay. I get Hollywood is desperate for money. Okay. Because people won't go see original movies. Okay. God forbid Hollywood makes people go see an original movie. Okay. But original movies don't do well anymore. So they have to rely on saying, oh, remember all these movies in the past? Let's give them sequels. Okay. Next is Red One, which has continue to not do very well at the box office again. It's very clear that people are not very interested in seeing movies that are not a part of a franchise. Of course, a lot of people said that this movie is not good. It's very bad. But of course, when has Rotten Tomatoes stopped people from seeing Venom? Okay, and The Meg. Okay, two IPs that the critics never liked. Okay, next is Bonhoeffer. Yeah, this movie only opened to $5 million. So basically, if you did not know, on X, formerly known as Twitter, all of the massive conservative accounts were promoting this movie like it was an ad campaign, obviously. But it seems that they really, this movie is not doing too well. Again, Angel Studios has so far been a one-hit wonder when it comes to box office. Okay, you know, I get it. Hollywood wants to promote Angel Studios, which is an alternative to Hollywood, as they're not based in Hollywood, they're based in Utah. Okay, but at the same time, with Boneifer, okay, the problem with Angel Studios is they're a one movie wonder at this current moment. Sound of Freedom is the only real successful movie. Okay, this is the only real Sound of Freedom is the only real successful movie. They have never had another successful movie since The Sound of Freedom. Okay, we can look at Angel Studios. If we're gonna go back to the it's not loading again. And you can see here, Cabrini is the most successful movie besides The Sound of Freedom. Okay, but 2024, you can see Sound of Hope. No one watched this movie. This is, Sight. And Boneifer is only opening to like 5 million domestic opening. Okay, Sound of Freedom, of course, was very, very successful. Okay, we're not gonna deny that. But with Angel Studios, the thing is, the certificate they want is against two massive movies, two major movies, and this movie isn't doing too well. Who's sucking down? Next is Venom: The Last Dance, was made $456 million. Despite what the critics said about Venom: The Last Dance, the movie has made a decent chunk of money globally, making $456 million globally. Again, a slap in the face to the movie critics. Okay. Now we're gonna talk about the best Christmas pageant ever again. A movie like this, best Christmas pageant ever, would be making hundreds of millions of dollars of in the 90s, $80 to $90 domestic. But again, in the era of the franchise, the era of the sequel, and people preferring those types of movies, unfortunately, this movie isn't doing too well. The movie made $25 million domestically, which again isn't too good. Again, Hollywood keeps trying to make these new Christmas classics, and it just doesn't seem to work. I think the last movie that Hollywood made that would become a Christmas Santa is that movie where it's basically John Wick, but Santa. But Hollywood has not made a new Christmas classic movie in such a long time. It's just, yeah. Next is Heretic, which has made $24 million. Again, not doing pretty well for a new movie. A24 again. A24 has never really had hugely successful movies, obviously, but actually for an A24 movie, it's doing pretty well. Okay, it's an A24 movie. The Wild Robot has made another $2 million, dropping 53% this time at the box office, and the movie has made past the $300 million global mark, which is actually very, very good because this movie, I haven't seen it yet, but what I've heard is one of DreamWorks' best movies ever made. And no, they're not joking about that either. They're not joking about that too. Okay, it's up there with DreamWorks' greatest movies, is what I heard of this movie. And the movie, of course, costed the $78 million. Again, Disney should want something from DreamWorks. They can make these huge quality movies on a quarter of the budget that Pixar and Disney put their movies in. Okay, wouldn't be surprised if Moana 2's budget is $200 million. I wouldn't be surprised one bit if the budget is $200 million. Okay, but The Wild Robot has made $313 million. Again, this movie has become extremely profitable, very similar to Puss in Boots: The Last Wish and Kung Fu Panda 4. Despite the low budgets, these movies have done very well. Okay, and it seems that DreamWorks' new strategy of lowering costs and maximizing profits, similar to Illumination has paid off for DreamWorks 100%. With the exception of Ruby Gilman and that Trolls movie. Whereas I think those are two franchises that DreamWorks will never visit again. Hopefully. And we have four movies down here. We have Smile 2, which has made $67 million domestically again. Not as successful as the first movie, and then a trio of non-franchise movies not really doing too well at the box office, with Conclave falling out, and We Live in Time dropping 86% and losing 800 feeders, along with here losing 4,000 feeders. So that's what this video here, and goodbye.